When you start this, everyone thinks, oh my God, that's so much money. You don't get everything at once. Split peas, here's grain. These I dehydrated myself. You see them expanding?
Yeah, it's so weird.
It lifts it and sucks all the air, and then it clamps back down. If it comes to the point where it hits the fan, and it doesn't matter who wins in November, there's gonna be half the country that doesn't like it. I moved the big pool and replaced it. I found him.
Oh man, that's sad. It probably got eaten.
I have no idea what happened to him. That's part of living this life, is there's wild animals. So we're collecting our eggs that are...
Okay.
He's telling you this is my territory. The pecking order. Well, I don't trust banks. I was with Bank of America. I said close my account, and I invested in silver. This is 10 ounces for about 300 bucks, give or take. My land is paid for, my vehicles are paid for. I have solar electricity, well water, and that's the way I want to keep it. Right now, I don't use electricity.
This is your start of a house.
12 by 24, and I chose this area because of the view. Every morning, whether I like it or not, I have to get up, feed the chickens, feed the pigs. Who's gonna dig all that? I am. It's not for everybody, but I love it.
What's going on, everyone? Today we're near Sierra Vista, Arizona, back with Chris. Today we're kind of going more in depth here on all the prepping that goes on to live off the grid. And I mean, I feel like, I know I've said this in our other videos, but you're pretty much as off-grid as it gets.
Everyone knows the prices of groceries. I went to the store yesterday, and something that I usually get for $1 was $1.88. I started out with just the basics. These are all the spices. When you start this, everyone thinks, oh my God, that's so much money. You don't get everything at once. Like every 2 weeks or month, I would go to Winco and get like a 25 pound bag of grain.
Yeah.
Or split peas. Here's grain. This is hard red wheat berry. And I learned, because I used to jar the flour, and I met an Amish lady, she was so nice. And she said, buy the whole berry, because once you grind it into flour, it significantly shortens the shelf life. Stuff like this is eggplant, this is red cabbage. These I dehydrated myself. And this is just a sample. I have literally hundreds and hundreds of jars. The big jars I use for the grains. This is white wheat berry.
Okay.
You grind this into flour.
I actually didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I was like, how do you make flour?
Oatmeal, you know, when you eat oatmeal, it's rolled flat.
Yeah.
That's why they call it rolled oats. I never knew that.
Okay, I didn't know that either.
But these are the whole oats.
Wow.
Before they're rolled flat. Pancake mix.
Okay.
So I buy the big bags, and then I put how to cook it. 1 cup of mix to 2/3 cup of water. And then I always put the date on it. The date, it was vacuum sealed, so you know.
Yeah, so, I mean, like, what's the difference between, if you just throw the lid on versus like what you're talking about, vacuum sealed? Does that preserve it longer?
It does, because anything that's exposed to the air is also exposed to bacteria, fungus. You know how you get mold on your food.
Yeah.
And when you go to the store and buy like a jar of jelly or spaghetti sauce, and you crack the lid, it pops.
Yeah.
Because they're vacuum sealed.
Okay.
And there's 2 ways to do it. I have a vacuum sealer. They also sell oxygen absorbers in little packets. But once you open that packet, you have to use them right away. If you're vacuum sealing powders like cocoa powder, flour, things that when you try to suck the air out of the jar, all the powder comes out.
Yeah.
Instead, you can just use the oxygen absorber. It's a little pack. You put it in there and close the lid.
So that's what those are for. Okay.
Yeah. I didn't know any of this.
Everyone's been like domesticated into going to the store.
And you know, it's so sad, even kids. I used to drive a school bus, and this little kid, and he wasn't even like a kindergartner, 1st grade. He was an older child, 5th or 6th grade. He dropped his orange and it rolled forward, and I picked it up and I tried to hand it back to him, and he goes, I don't want it now, it's dirty.
Yeah, that's
and I'm like, do you know where oranges come?
In the peel, he said that?
They don't know.
That's funny.
In the peeling. It's amazing how your pickiness and standards go down the hungrier you are. And then they have kits like this.
Yeah.
This is just like a 2 or 3 day kit. Shelf life up to 25 years. Yeah. And I try to look and buy them when they're on sale. I don't go and buy 10 at a time. I get maybe 1 or 2 or 3 at a time.
Sure.
When I can afford it. Okay. And then a couple years ago when I started, they had egg powder, just like dehydrated eggs. And they were anywhere from $28 to $32 a can. They went up to like $109.
For a can like that big?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You made these marshmallows too?
I'm going to break the seal.
Wait, why do you need to dehydrate a marshmallow?
You don't, but they're so good. It's like, you know, Lucky Charms.
Yeah. Try one? Can I try one?
Yeah. They're kind of squishy, but Yeah.
These are like, oh yeah, these are definitely.
If I want to reseal this now, you put this lid on. Put this. So good. And it'll stop when all the air's out.
Look at that.
You see them expanding?
Yeah, it's so weird.
What it does is
Is it lift this and then
it
it
lifts
sucks
it and sucks all the air, and then
Okay.
it clamps back down,
Interesting.
and it's on there.
Yeah, you ain't getting that off, huh?
And you don't even have to use this. A lot of people don't use it. So I vacuum seal like the wheat.
I get
So
it.
let's just say I want that much.
Yeah.
Now, but the thing is, it can't suck the air out if there's no
Well, that's what I was thinking.
air
right?
holes. Let's get about that much in. Now it's open on both sides. Just close it. Now we're not going to vacuum seal because there's nothing to vacuum. We just want to make
The
a seal.
Oh, okay, that's the other option
Right.
is. Okay.
So push that, and it'll tell you when it's done. The red light comes on. And because I'm OCD, I double seal mine. You're talking about your survival. So
Yeah.
why not go through the extra effort just to make sure? Now the thing with vacuum sealing, there has to be a way for the air to come out. So what I usually do is just make a little snip. So now we have 3 sides.
Okay.
So we're gonna do the vacuum and the seal. See how it sucks
Look
all
at
the
that.
air out?
Oh, that's crazy.
Yep. Any type of salt, you wanna stock up on salt, coffee, tea, and alcohol.
Yeah.
I don't drink, but
Can you use it for other stuff too?
bargaining,
Uh,
trading.
Does that work out here? Like a lot of
Well,
people want
you know,
alcohol
if
like that?
it comes to the point where the shit hits the fan, and you know, depending on, it doesn't matter who wins in November. There's
Yeah.
going to be half the country that doesn't like it.
Yeah, for sure.
It doesn't matter which person you like or don't like.
Yeah.
No one's going to be happy.
When you say shit hits the fan, like what are we talking about? Like give me
Like,
your definition. of
Even
that.
now, you can go to the store, and I went to buy some produce yesterday for my pigs and my chickens.
Yeah.
They were totally out of grapes. They were totally out of, like, a whole section of
Yeah.
the produce was just empty.
Which I feel like it's kind of been like that. Like,
And it's
since
getting
2020.
worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I made prickly pear jelly.
Really,
It just
huh?
grows on my land.
Yeah, you ought to think about doing like some farmers markets and stuff.
Yeah.
And this is your water here?
This is where it comes out. There's a meter here. I had to buy the pipes and the things. So the water comes out and fills this, and they put like a toilet tank stopper in it, so when it's full it stops, so it doesn't
and what
overflow.
does this do? Like filter it out or what?
No, it's just a water jug that holds it. As you can show in the other videos in my yard. Prickly pear fruit. When you pick these, they're covered in little thin, fine, hairy like spines, and then big ones.
Yeah.
So when I pick these, I wear gloves and I use tongs, and you just twist them and put them in the bucket. And then I hold it with the tongs and use a propane torch, and you have to burn all the other little ones off. So then I just cut them up and boil them on the stove, and then you let them steep for an hour or so.
Okay.
Drain off the juice, and then I make jelly. This is jelly I made last summer.
Awesome.
We get to try it.
Yeah.
So the fruit, if you're going to eat it, you want to kind of try to get out the seeds. You can eat the seeds. A lot of people don't like to, but it's dark, juicy, sweet.
Yeah.
And then you just peel it. See how the juicy? And it will stain your hands. I usually wear gloves.
Okay.
So then you just have the fruit. I made dip. It's cream cheese and marshmallow cream. So
Yeah.
good. There. You want
It'll-
to try that?
I trust you.
You shouldn't.
Don't tell me that.
You look like Dracula with all the red in your teeth.
What is it? This is like marshmallow dip.
It's a bar of cream cheese and a jar of marshmallow cream. You just whip it together.
Dang.
It's really good, huh?
That is surprisingly, literally like amazing.
Now you can try the jelly I made last year. See, it's sealed because I vacuum sealed it.
Oh, this is even sweeter than that.
Oh, I put a lot of sugar in there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's really good though.
Yeah. It's a lot of work, but it's so good. You get so used to instant gratification.
Yeah.
I want a Slurpee. I'll run down to 7-Eleven. I want pizza. Call Pizza Hut. They bring it.
Right.
You don't get that out here. There's no Circle K's. There's no corner store. There's no gas stations. There's nothing.
Yeah.
You have to drive a half an hour into town. And you have to do it in the daytime because it closes at 11, everything.
Don't like guns.
Don't buy one.
Don't buy one.
Wasn't that easy?
The
Combat medic, yeah.
Were you in Desert Storm? Mm-hmm. Okay.
I went on the rescue of the first F-16 we lost in Desert Storm.
Wow.
Yeah.
What?
One of my cats was missing and I could not find it, but I smelled it. And I looked everywhere. Right there, you see the skull?
Oh,
And the
shit.
bones. I was like, oh, baby, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's too bad.
I have no idea what happened.
That's too bad.
But
I
that's
just
part
feel...
of that's part of living this life is there's wild animals. I had 6 cats and I noticed one was missing. Could not find him anywhere.
And he ended up being right here.
And yeah, when I moved the big pool and replaced it, I found him.
Oh man, that's sad.
Yeah, his name was Taco.
It probably got eaten by an animal or something.
I have no idea what happened to him. There's coyotes, there's bears, there's bobcats,
Yeah.
possums, skunk,
Sure.
all kinds of stuff, raccoons.
Wow.
We can feed the chickens. I'm gonna have you collect eggs. So I ended up with 2 roosters.
Okay.
This lighter one is the dominant one,
Yeah.
and he's doing exactly what he should be doing. He's protecting his girls. As I'm going in and I'm stealing eggs.
Okay,
See, he's not happy, but come on. He's never actually made physical contact. He just kind of fluffs his feathers and...
Yeah, yeah. And you can...
So we're collecting our eggs.
Okay.
Right now I'm getting 4 a day, but I have
Is
6...
that a lot? Or?
Well, I have 4 hens that are of laying age. I have 6 more that aren't quite ready yet, another week or so.
Sure.
Then I'll have 10 a day. I installed this little chain. So what I'm gonna do is the 6 younger hens, I've tried twice to integrate them, because right now I have chicken wire between the 2.
Okay.
But every time I let them be together, the roosters pick on them and terrorize them. So I went and bought another chicken coop. I'm gonna have 2 separate coops, take the less dominant rooster and put him with those 6. Head on out.
Okay.
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 He's telling you this is my territory.
Yeah. Yeah, he's definitely the biggest one.
And once they discover that,
The cabbage?
yeah, then
They
they'll
just
get
go.
all excited. But he has to do it first before the hens are allowed to do it. It's the pecking order. Hi, babies. Look what I have.
Wait, are your pigs under the trailer?
Yeah, they like it there better. They have a whole house to themselves over there. Look what I have. Come here. Come here. You want a tomato? Well, because y'all are strangers.
I'll stay back for a
This
second.
one is mahogany. Here, baby. Come here. Look what I have.
I didn't realize that they weren't in that fenced area, so they
Yeah, they
just
get
went-
out.
Okay.
You have a tomato right there.
And these pigs are just pets, right?
Yeah, this is mahogany and this is Amelia. You want a tomato, baby? Oh yeah, that's good. They would not hurt a fly.
Well, unless you took a nap in their pen, huh?
I lay down with them in there all the time, right in their house in the hay and
Really?
rub their bellies.
They don't start eating you?
Nah.
Yeah, so going from city girl to off-grid person,
Yeah.
I mean, so what do you have to mentally prepare for going from the city to doing this life? What do you think?
There's the mentality of I need the internet. Well, how am I going to do my banking? How am I going to pay my bills?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm old enough to remember when we wrote checks or you buy a money order or whatever, or you actually drive to there and hand them money.
Yeah.
You don't need the internet. It's convenient.
Yeah.
And it's fun sometimes.
Yeah.
But it's the mentality of, well, I'm supposed to, I have to. No, you don't.
Yeah.
Just ask yourself why. Why do you have to have it? Cable TV, well, I need it. Why?
Yeah.
For example, I went to Pizza Hut a couple weeks ago. I stood there in person and ordered, paid cash.
Yeah.
And while I was sitting waiting, I was flipping through my phone. I got an email ad from Pizza Hut saying your account needs to be updated. I never had an account with them, but they had my name and my email and everything. That is why bank accounts are like, oh, but it's my money, it's in the bank.
Yeah.
You know how many people have access to your account without your permission? Even if it's legit and not hackers?
Yeah.
I'm all for a woman president, but come on, man. Me serving in the military for 20 years, the United States is so far ahead of other countries, but do you think Kim Jong-un or Putin or any of those guys, they don't look at women the same as we do?
Yeah.
And I experienced that when I was in Turkey because I was really nice one day and made a big meal for everybody. And I asked one of the Turkish officers, oh, would you like some? He wouldn't even acknowledge me, look at me.
Totally
And I'm like, then
different culture,
starve.
huh?
And everyone's like, I can say what I want. But over there you can't. And do you think them sending Kamala over there, they're not going to pay any mind to her. They're going to laugh at her. They won't even take the time to acknowledge her. They don't care.
Yeah.
They It's not the same as it is here. Over there, and
Is
have
there
the same
any
kind of
other woman that you would want to see as the president that is not her?
anybody. I mean,
Well, like a
I like
specific...
Candace Owens.
Right.
I would have to look more into it. And like right now, Carrie Lake is running for Senate,
Yeah.
and so is Mark Lamb. I love Mark Lamb,
Yeah.
but I love Carrie Lake too. So how do I choose? I have to look more into it and what they support and what their policies are.
Yeah.
Who cares if they're a man or a woman, what color they are,
Yeah.
what religion?
Was there
You
any-
want to know what they're going to do, the job. If you're in that line of work, politics, it takes a certain person. I don't trust any of them. Well, I don't
Well, in terms
trust
of-
banks.
Yeah.
My first bad experience is I was with Bank of America. I said, close my account, and I invested in silver. This is just a little bit I carry with me.
Okay.
I've got it stashed all over different cities with different people. But
So this is your bank account, correct?
Yes.
Like this is how you do business in your life right now.
let's say,
In a way, right?
let's just say I ran out of money.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what do I do? I don't have any money. Take this into town. This is 10 ounces.
Yeah.
What is it, like at 30 bucks an ounce now?
I
31?
actually don't know right now.
So about 300 bucks, give or take.
Okay.
So
That's-
if I needed money, so I've got 10 ounce, a different shaped 10 ounce. I've got little 1 ounce bars. I
Essentially.
try not to use this
Yeah.
unless I really need it.
Because are you ordering anything at all, like from the internet? Ever?
No.
Never.
What do I need off the internet?
I don't know.
Tell me what you use your bank account for to pay your bills, right?
Yeah.
I don't have any bills. My land is paid for, my vehicles are paid for, I have solar electricity, well water, and that's the way I want to keep it. I could get electricity out here with a pole and everything, but I don't want to. I don't want to feel obligated to a monthly bill. Because
Sense.
right now, I don't use electricity.
Real quick.
Oops, sorry.
I was trying to not laugh at that thing.
I've stabbed myself so
why
many times.
why do
with
you
this.
have this?
Because I saw it in the store and it looked really cool. It's just I was in a store one time and it was hanging on the wall and I'm like, oh my God, I want that. This is where I'm building the house. It's actually a shed that I got at Lowe's. It's
Okay.
12 by 24 with a loft. I've got my auger over here and the shovel. So I have to, because of the slope, this side is about this far off the ground.
Yeah.
The other side is like this far off the ground.
So you're literally building this house by yourself, like essentially. Like, how do you plan that?
As I go, if I run into something, I stop and ask questions because I don't know stuff about foundations and how many boards you need and how far apart. I ask my brothers, I ask friends, like,
Yeah.
okay, well, I got this. So in addition to the kit that I bought, I had to buy the 4x4 beams.
So you got a house building kit?
Well,
Is
it's a shed
Okay.
with a floor in it.
Right.
But I have to put the beams for the foundation, and I bought a bunch of cement blocks that have the metal part that you bolt into the beams. So if you look down this angle, you can see that canyon that runs down my land,
Yeah.
down into the wash.
Yeah.
And I actually hiked down to the bottom about a month ago.
Okay.
It's beautiful.
So this is your start of a house.
12 by 24, and I chose this area because of the view.
Sure. Yeah. Incredible.
So my
view.
front door will be like right here. And I'll have all that view. I'll have a porch here. I have these cement blocks here.
Mm-hmm.
I went and bought those, and then I bought 4x4 beams,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna do 3 or 4 rows just for the foundation lengthwise, and then build on top of that.
Okay.
So when you buy the 4x4, they're treated lumber so they don't, get worn in the weather.
Yeah.
And you put them in here and bolt them down. So that'll be the solid foundation. Yeah, those boards are not gonna be part of it. That's just to measure it out. I'm digging around it.
Yeah.
I have my auger and my shovel, and I'm picking up rocks as I go. You're standing on all the rocks I've collected.
Some days, like out here, like when you do like all that work, like some days are just for nothing, right? Like you do a bunch of work and then the weather comes in and just
I
ruins it all.
spent, like a week weed eating just so I could see what I was doing.
Yeah.
And it's been raining for like a month straight. Everything's growing back.
Oh man. So you have to do it all again.
Yeah, but that's okay because I could see where the rocks were. Like all this right here is what I cut down and raked into a pile. One day at a time because, I'm just an old lady doing the best I can.
No, I was gonna ask you one thing, which was not being scared and doing this lifestyle. Like you're saying, like, you don't want to get into this thing if you're afraid of something.
This is just normal humans. They don't like to be alone.
Yeah.
You want your friends, your family. You have to be comfortable with yourself and being able to live by yourself. You have to be of the understanding that living off grid doesn't mean You just want to get away from the city. You don't want to work at a job. You just want to sit here and do whatever you want. And I don't have to do anything if I don't want to. You're not going to survive. Every morning, whether I like it or not, I have to get up, feed the chickens, feed the pigs. Who's going to dig all that? I am.
Yeah, totally.
You know, I built the coop, I built the run, I dug the trench around it. It's hard work. It's not for everybody, but I love it.
Thanks again for bringing me up here and
come back anytime.
Helping me do another incredible video. Everyone watching this, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, all that. Leave a comment on your thoughts on off-grid life, and till next time.
Yep.
Alrighty.